Now live from Studio 550, it's McGraw in the Morning on the Big 550 KTRS.
I know for a fact at least 3 of my friends have bought our next guest's book and is actually doing the program from your book and don't even know you.
Brilliant.
Charles
Absolutely
D'Angelo,
brilliant.
my weight loss coach and a weight loss coach to 8 of the 10 speakers last night at the Democratic Convention?
I've helped people on both sides of the aisle.
Yes, you are. You are a bipartisan weight loss coach.
Yes, there is no partisanship in my efforts to help people reach their goals.
In your building, in your office, right next to ARCA, I should say, another sponsor of the show. Not that you're a sponsor of the show, but you have pictures of President Obama.
Sure.
And President Clinton.
And President Bush.
And President Bush. And the list goes on and on. Michelle, right. Mm-hmm. And so did you help Bill Clinton lose weight?
I did not help Bill Clinton lose weight, but he became associated with me because his foundation's doing so much to confront the childhood obesity epidemic that our country is now facing. For the first time ever, there's more children now than ever before that have type 2 diabetes. And it's said that the children of our nation may live a shorter life than their parents today.
And that's not government intervening. That's just a fact. And the only way that's going to change is if somebody does something about it.
If we give our children a model, sample of how they should lead their lives, and what I work to do most often is with adults, but I also have teenagers that are clients that are totally transforming their bodies, totally transforming their level of health by changing their way of looking at food, their way of looking at exercise, and incorporating both those things into their daily lifestyle.
And President Bush was a big workout guy, and you had a chance to meet him and shook your hand. And what's interesting about you is all these people who you have these pictures with, you looking like a rock star the way you do, and yet you hold up a picture of you probably at your worst moment.
Yeah, I've been there, and that's the unique thing is considering when people come and sit across the desk from me in my office, and while now I'm very lean and fit, and I've been that way for a long time, I wasn't always that way. I was 360 pounds. I had a size 50-inch waist. The things that most people take for granted, getting into an airplane, walking down the aisle without feeling self-conscious because your butt's bumping into people as you're making your way down the aisle, those types of things that people don't really think about that aren't overweight, I experience them on a daily basis. I mean, I'd sit in a cool air-conditioned environment, and I'd be just pouring sweat. It'd be dripping off of me for no reason other than how warm I was because of the amount of fat I was carrying around. So I understand what it's like to feel stuck in a place you hate. And when I meet with someone, I bring that experience to it. And I also know what it's like to be fit and healthy and to reach all of your goals.
You have a book signing tonight
yeah,
for your
Barnes
new book.
& Noble. Barnes & Noble, West County. I'm hoping everyone comes out. West County Mall, Barnes & Noble. It's at 5 p.m. There's even going to be a couple of my clients there. One, in fact, is going to be introducing me who's lost 150 pounds. His name is Jeff Levinson. He'll be there tonight, and he'll be sharing his story before I go on and talking about his experience and what he thinks people need to take away from the book and take away from working with me.
I've worked with you personally one-on-one. You wrote the book for people who can't get to you or who...
Well, there's so many people, and 66% of our nation now is overweight. And I was confronted by the reality that I can't help everybody one-on-one. So I started to think to myself, how can I help people even when I'm not in my office? How can I help people even when I'm not in front of them or when I'm not in their house or my videos aren't playing on the computer? And I figured I need to come up with something that can be there when I'm not physically there. So I put everything that I know down to when to eat, what to eat, how much to eat, how to get yourself motivated, how to get yourself inspired, how to get yourself to be consistent. Because let's face it, you can go to any street corner, you can go to any gym, and there are dozens of trainers, dozens of nutritionists, dozens of diet books. But I think that something's been missing. And what I brought to the table is the mindset, along with the mechanics. But 90% of it's the mindset. So I put all that into a book. And I get email after email after email after email, day after day, from people now even internationally. Right. I got an email the other day from a woman in Australia who was wondering if I had an international office because she picked up the book over there. So it's really remarkable. And the transformations that people are experiencing all across the country, now across the world, from my book, Think and Grow Thin. So come out at 5 p.m. tonight, Barnes & Noble, West County, and I'll be there. Ask your questions. I'll talk about the program, talk about the book, and we'll go through everything that most people go through when they meet with me one-on-one.
I have a text from somebody who has purchased your book, Think and Grow Thin, on our text line. It says, I'm heading to the gym doing Team Charles right now. Does he have an email support for book buyers, and can people email you with questions?
Absolutely. We have a Facebook page. If you go to facebook.com/TAGTbook, that will bring you to a discussion forum where on Facebook you can add it as something you like, and then regularly we update it with motivational quotes. We update with information, and then you can also check in and let us know how you're doing. We have a lot of people on there that will log in weekly and will say down 5.5 pounds, down 7.5 pounds, et cetera, et cetera. So you can do that. You can always go to my website, charlesdangelo.com, and there's a Contact Charles. Those do come directly to me. So it's not like they're screened by 4 different people before I see them. They come directly to me. If it's something about coming in to see me to start working with me, I typically send that to an assistant. But if it's something that I can answer for you right there, I'm more than happy to.
And then your protein shake, I must have your protein shake.
Well,
I know.
Sounds really, really bad.
I know you say in your program use any whey protein,
yes,
but your Start to Lose, the one that
it's not mine.
It's
that's
not yours.
That's the one that I've recommended often here in St. Louis. Yeah. But people can use any whey protein, and the reality is that once you set up a set of foods, whether it is a lot of people like those protein shakes, and I put the recipe for how to make that in the book. It's also on my website. If you go to charlesdangelo.com, you can get it if you're looking at how to make that. But the most important thing is once you set up a set of foods, so you know what you're going to have for breakfast, you know what you're going to have for a snack, you know what you're going to have for lunch, you know what you're going to have in the afternoon, at dinner, and after dinner, you keep with that set of foods day in and day out, because the whole point of my program is to help people disconnect from that defeat cycle they get into where they try something for a couple days, they don't really stick with it, they don't see results because of it, and then they have another reason to fail because they feel it didn't get them where they wanted to be.
Think and Grow Thin, book signing, book tonight.
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
West County Mall. McGraw is going to be standing outside. If you've ever been by Abercrombie and Fitch, and they have those guys standing out there with their shirt off. Since McGraw is a testament to my work, he'll be out there modeling the program.
I will not be. People will run screaming from the book signing. Charles D'Angelo, phone number.
314-495-3228. Website's charlesdangelo.com. And come on out tonight, West County Barnes & Noble, 5 p.m.